Hi, how are you, Lisa?
Good. How are you?
I am doing great. I loved Better Nate Than Ever, and Aunt Heidi was so much fun to watch,
Oh, good.
especially especially the very unique bond that she has with Nate. Because when they first meet, she's actually not very present in his life, though she looms very large in his mind. Can you talk about that unique family bond and how it grows over the course of the film?
Yeah. She hasn't seen her sister's family for years and years. And then all of a sudden there's Nate in New York, and she does seem really, really happy to see him, but then realizes he's not supposed to be here. So she's gonna do the right thing, be responsible, and send him back.
Hmm.
And then he just keeps showing up because he's he's got a dream and nothing's going to keep him from it. And he does need his aunt because he's got nowhere to stay. And then you see that there is more of a bond between them, and that it works both ways. So they both get a lot out of even just this one night that they get to spend together. Ends up having like a lot of impact for her just being around him, this kid that remember when you were optimistic, remember when everything was exciting and wonderful, and yeah, and that's important. We have to all remember to keep some of that.
Definitely. I
Yeah.
love that. Now, it might be because like the comeback looms large in my mind.
Oh,
But I feel like perhaps you were drawn to stories that are commentary on the industry in some way and how hard it is to stay in it. What
interesting. I didn't think of that. I didn't.
so what was it that then drew you to this story in particular and Heidi's journey?
Oh, I loved that this was like the first for Disney Plus. This is the first film where the lead is a 13-year-old boy who is gay.
Mm.
And I thought, yeah, that is a big deal. And then read it and went, and guess what? It's a really fun, great movie. I also love that every time this kid is true to himself,
Mm.
it ends up being a great thing to have happened. So I love that message too. And to me, there's nothing more important that you want 12 and 13-year-olds, because it's the hardest time to like yourself,
Mm.
you
Mm.
know, and that's just because you're 12 and 13. It doesn't even matter what else is going on. No one feels like they fit in.
Mm.
So it's like, give yourself a break. If anything, let them
Mm.
give themselves a break even for an hour. And you
Oh.
like yourself. It's okay. It's
Mm.
okay to like yourself. So I don't know. I loved that. I loved that the whole thing was just fun and uplifting. And yeah.
Definitely. That's a very, very empowering and heartwarming message, which I love. I also love the audition tips that Heidi gives Nate
Oh,
before the callback, which I thought were very fun. Do you have any tricks that you would use in the early days when you might need to audition?
well, I never did like that New York stage auditioning, which is
Right.
just like the meanest thing I've ever seen.
Mm.
But I did. The only thing for me was disappear absolutely everybody in the room. Like, I don't want
Mm.
to know who's the casting director. I don't want to know who's the head of the studio. I don't want to know who, you know, like they're just faceless audience members. Yeah.
Mm. That's very smart advice. So that you're not nervous about who is watching.
Right. It's
Um,
audience.
yeah, we throughout the film. We learn about the backstory of Heidi and her sister, the reason why she has fallen out of touch with the family. How much did you discuss that maybe with Tim, or what headcanons did you have about their relationship beforehand?
Well, it was in the script,
Mm.
that she had a callback and didn't go to the wedding, and she was the maid of honor. Well, that's a big deal.
Mm.
But I think she did see them. But yeah, I think just she let her career, and I imagined for Heidi it was like, my family's not supportive, so forget it,
Mhm.
and just stayed in New York. And yeah.
a very large miscommunication that
Yeah.
that got larger and larger over time. Now, I know you've said before that if there was going to be a Friends reboot, you would want to see a new generation take on the stories rather than take it on yourself, which I think is, that totally makes sense. Is there anyone that you have seen where you are like, that is Phoebe Buffay energy? I could witness them as me in the future.
No, sorry. I didn't think it through that much. I didn't. I silo everything so much that it's like, what? No, that's not for me to ever cast or decide either. No.
Except now, while we do not necessarily get big stage numbers from you in this film.
Oh, no, you don't.
It is filled with a love of Broadway, a love of musicals, and of course, Broadway stars. Do you have your own personal favorite musicals or any that this film inspires you to love more?
Well, now I'd like, there to be a Lilo and Stitch.
Yes, I need it.
Right?
I hope that we get that. I really, really hope that happens. Finally, what else is coming up for you? What are you working on right now?
Right now, wait, I'm gonna check. Let me check the calendar. I'm gonna go
making salad.
Yeah, I'm gonna go shoot something.
Oh, well, wonderful.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to see it. And I hope that you have a great day. Thank you so much for your wonderful performances and everything.